Hello everybody, this is Mateo, and let's go see what Bowser wants. And since the way's blocked off, I guess we'll just have this claw thing take us up to there. Okay, we're going to start with Luigi. That's good. Okay. Oh, it wasn't... It looks uncomfortable. Yes, very. It's kind of picking him up by the head. And he's now serving as lookout. Well, it looks like we weren't... How did we even get up here if the way was blocked? Oh well. How did he go back below decks if the way is blocked? And yay for cartoony breakage of walls. And let's jump on Bowser just because. And yay for bus outside my window. Of course. Yay for random flash again. I think those are the only times that it really happens. It seems like Cackletta causes the screen to flash. It's strange. Oh, there you go again. Wait, did she even introduce who she was? There goes the bus. Well, there's Fawful. Well, I'm pretty sure that she introduced herself. Also, oh, there you go, Cackletta. If I spoiled it, I spoiled it a minute beforehand. Not even. But either way, yeah, Cackletta. Cackletta wasn't really sure about the gender for a while. Because back when I was 10 when I played this game for the first time, I thought the villain always has to be male because, you know, but then Cackletta comes along and, I don't know, Cackletta just seems kind of feminine to begin with. And also the fact that its name ends with an A, at least in Spanish and Italian, female names generally end with an A, while male names end with an O. So that's how I am judging this by, and now I'm going to look it up. Okay, so, yeah, for this boss, basically look at the color of the words that he's saying, and that's the brother that he's going to attack. Yeah, Cackletta is a girl. Or female, or... it's like a vampire thing, I don't even know. Now, when he gets weaker, he'll start shooting 2 of them. And when he gets really weak, he'll come down on the floor. So now, he will ram into you and attack similar to the Goomba Bros. Not the Bros, but the Goombas. In which you can just jump over it and possibly counterattack him like I am and do even more damage. It's the first boss, he's rather easy, and then he makes a weird face, laughs a little. And what is a Fink Rat? I've also always questioned that. I mean, I assumed it was some sort of insult, however, I have never heard it ever since Fawful. So I'm assuming it's just a term that he came up with. I mean, this guy's talking about mustard and sandwiches all the time. So, I'm just going to assume that Fawful is one crazy man, and just does this stuff. So, yeah, it looks like the Koopa Cruiser is kind of going down. I mean, we just kind of got shot 15 times. And that explosion was, in fact, the Koopa Cruiser. But are we alive? Find out right now. It looks pretty bad if we're on fire. Very, very bad, especially hurtling towards the ground at probably 100 miles per hour or whatever terminal velocity may be. Especially considering we were thousands of kilometers above ground level, because the Koopa Cruiser is technically a plane/airship type thing. So you'd be flying that rather high. And this is a little comical bit that happens a couple times, actually. So that was time number 1. In fact, it happens pretty much every single time that we fall from a really high height. Also, there's a nice little reference to Super Mario Bros. 1 in the background right there. It's pretty awesome. However, now we have to border jump. Literally. Yes, we are. Yep. These guys are Hammer Bros, by the way. They look a little strange, but, you know, all the typical Mario enemies look a bit off in this game. That's the one problem I have with it, that they don't look like their usual thing. Yeah, they do look familiar, and you could say like, oh, that's a hammer, bro. However, it's not specific. And you know, before this recording, after my original try at this, I had never gotten hit once in this, and then all of a sudden when I record it, I get a freaking game over. You might also see start level 1. Well, this is a minigame slash side quest thing that you can play if you want, and get beans later on. I'll talk about beans later. Also, yay, we're getting murdered by a rope. Basically, you have to time your jumps, press A and B for Mario and Luigi respectively, and just jump over that line. If it hits one of the brothers 3 times, then you lose. And then you clear it, and you get some fireworks and some points that don't really matter. It's just furthering the reference of Super Mario Bros. 1. And we are now going into Bean Bean Kingdom. So this is where pretty much the rest of the game takes place, in Bean Bean Kingdom. So it's a lot different from the Mushroom Kingdom, obviously. Oh, that's cool. So we're going to get a prize, and that is the Bean Bean map. And if you complete the later levels, you'll get a beans. It's a side quest, although honestly not really worth it. There are a ton of other ways to get beans, and beans aren't really necessary at all. So yeah, it's just kind of a mini game that you can play over and over again. I'm not going to show it. I showed it that one time, and if you want, you can continue playing it. Otherwise, we're just going to move on. Those spikes there, if you accidentally jump on them, the bros will like jump up and land like a couple inches away. Basically, what you want to do is run A-B, 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 over the spikes. Although not that fast, but like A-B, 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 whenever there's a spike thing. And also, we are cutting out battles, finally. I'm going to show off new enemies, and we will cut out all the other ones. So, earlier on we saw our very first enemy of the Bean Bean Kingdom and Stardust Field, which is the name of this area. Keep your diet jokes to yourself. This isn't funny. And then here comes this guy and he's just laughing. Yeah, here we have our first big enemy. Toll Star. Which I didn't get it till now, but toll, he makes you pay a toll to get Bowser out of there and pass into the Bean Bean Kingdom. Yeah, my mind was like, when I figured that out. But anyways, the Fighter Fly has like 4 HP and 1 attack power. You can kill it easily by just jumping on it in before battle. And that'll do 2 damage to each, and then you just time your hit right, you'll kill it in 1 turn. So, very easy enemy. And apparently, Mushroom Kingdoms are worth crap in Bean Bean Kingdom. Apparently, Mushroom Kingdom has a giant inflation going on right now. So, the stock market must not be that great, and I don't even know what I'm talking about, so I'm just going to shut up about economic stuff now. And here's our mission. We have to find 100 coins. We can find them by fighting enemies and opening coin blocks. You know, the usual. I think there are a total of like 120 or 130 coins in all of Stardust Fields. Also, I kind of messed that up a little, oh well. We still have plenty of room for error. And, well, I mean, one run-through of Stardust Field. You could go back through a second time and the enemies would probably be respawned. However, you shouldn't need to worry about that. I mean, if you hit every single coin block and fight every single enemy, there he is. So let's go ahead and show them off. Now, I either didn't show them off last time, although then again, that battle was pretty short. Or I just forgot to cut that out. One of the two. There we go, we leveled up. And I'm also going to skip ahead to the level up so that I may show you what I'm raising. Which in this case it's HP because it's rather low. So I'm going to explain that whole stat bonus thing now to you just in case you've never played the game. basically, after every level up, your stats will increase normally by like 1 or 2, or maybe even 0, depending. And then you get a little stat bonus, which you can put into whatever stat you want. So you put it into HP, it'll start a little bonus reel, it'll show some number between 1 and 5, and you stop it, you'll add that number. Now then, to increase the amount of high numbers in that stat, you want to not upgrade that stat for a very long time. For instance, if you go like 5 levels without upgrading power, you will start to see 4s and 5s in there for a short while, and you could possibly hit those. Likewise, if you upgrade nothing but power, there will be a whole lot more 1s and 2s. So it's a pretty good way to balance out the whole stat raising system. And if you're really good at timing, you could always get really good hits on the stat thing, and you'll have a really powerful team of Mario and Luigi, and be able to beat the game with a lower level, basically. However, I'm still going to fight everything in the field, just because it doesn't really matter to you guys, because I'm going to cut it out. It's just something that I've always done to be at an adequate level. For this game, you really don't have to grind at all, as long as you fight everything, except for out on the overworld, but I'll get into what is the overworld eventually. Mainly because the overworld is full of weak enemies that really don't give a whole lot of experience. But anyways, we'll get to that when we get to that. This is an actual area, not the overworld. Luckily, not all of Bean Kingdom is this desolate wasteland of purple. And now we're learning our first bros moves, which are basically extra platforming power-up type things that will help us get further into the game and prove to set more obstacles in the game. So basically, when Luigi is in the back, you can switch to the high jump and jump on Mario and jump up a much higher height and be able to get up onto the higher ledges. And while you're as Mario, you can change to the spin jump and then press B to get on top of Luigi and spin across large gaps to an extent. You can only spin for so long. These guys actually spin for much longer than you're allowed to. And honestly, this is probably one of the hardest spin jumps in the game, because they really do cut you down on the amount of time that you can go. I mean, I was at the very edge and I barely made it there. But yeah, the thing about the overworld, rather than in battles, Mario is always A and Luigi is always B. However, in the overworld, or the map area, whoever's in back is in B, and whoever is in front is in A, so that's something that you have to remember. B doesn't always control Luigi. Now, in the future games where you don't switch which bro is in front or back, Mario's always A and Mario's always B. However, for now, it changes depending on who's in back, so we just gotta get up to that star to prove ourselves, and we just did. Yes, we are indeed incredible. We are truly super bros. And we have perfected the thing, and now we can move on and use our new power to get more coins and progress through the game. Also, those were the two guys that saw us earlier through the binoculars when we were falling down, when we were basically pretending to be asteroids or whatever. So, after fighting that battle, Luigi leveled up. Luigi generally levels up later than Mario, unless Mario dies, and Luigi gets more experience. Also, Luigi generally has more defense and HP, while Mario has more speed and power. Provided the bonuses don't change that, but the basic stats, that's what's happened. Also, I used to know the timing to get the really high bonuses. However, I've forgotten them since then, apparently. So you're going to notice me get rather low bonuses. And I still don't necessarily know when the timing is, so I'm not going to be able to tell you guys. And don't bother telling me, because quite honestly, it's too late. But, we're going to cut it off here, because we are about to hit 15 minutes. Oh, you guys, we just saw you like 2 minutes ago. Emotional reunion from 2 minutes ago. Oh, they forgot something. Ah, well then. Well, what did they forget? We're going to need to find out next time. So, I will see you. Oh